A two-vehicle crash happened when a Ford Taurus driven by a 23-year-old male was traveling southbound on North 27th and lost control. It then collided with northbound traveling Suburban with an elderly Billings couple inside. Now, according to BPD, all three people were transported to a local hospital with serious injuries. Traffic on North 27th Street is still closed between Rimrock Road and the roundabout at the top of the hill. No names have been released, and we will update you with further information as it comes in. On the snow causing slippery roads and accidents, turning now to Rob Griggs to talk about some of those road conditions out there.
Yeah, the roads are really bad because of the storm, the freezing rain yesterday. So much of south central, southeastern Montana and all of Wyoming right now apparently under really bad road conditions. Some closures still in Wyoming. If you're heading that way, you want to get a road report before you head there. Thought I'd show you on the national picture where that storm system has centered itself now over the Dakotas in toward Minneapolis, and portions of eastern Wyoming still seeing some bad weather. We've also got the potential for some blizzards up in northwestern Montana, but the watches and warnings, which we'll be talking about in just a little bit, still exist to the west of Billings and in eastern Montana. Tonight, however, look at that, partly cloudy skies. We're going to get cold. It'll be 8 degrees, just a slight chance of a flurry, but the wind chills are going to be something to consider here as we head into the next couple of overnight periods. The complete statewide forecast in just a little bit. Zoe?
Thank you, Rob. Well, we hope people are out there being safe. Some of us here in Billings got out and actually, why not, enjoyed the 7 to 9 inches of snow today. And we found some thrill seekers over at Pioneer Park here in Billings, a good destination for people young and old to have fun sledding. Dozens of people were moving through the park this afternoon to toboggan down the park's many hills, hopefully avoiding the icy cold creek at the bottom. Q2's Mitch Laggy caught up with some sledders taking advantage of a 3-foot tall jump that has been made in the park, and just keep an eye out in the background of this interview.
Have you hit the jump at all yet?
Yeah.
How is it?
It just goes like really high. I've been pushing my brother around, but I haven't got to try it yet.
Oh, he just went off it behind you. I hope he didn't hurt himself. He looks okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like fun out there. And Taylor said her brother and her narrowly avoided taking a swim in the creek today. Hopefully everyone else stayed dry too. Well, Thanksgiving Thursday, Billings Holiday Parade Friday, and keeping the holiday spirit rolling today for a Small Business Saturday, a day for local businesses every year on November 30th. The relatively new holiday starting back in 2010 highlights the values of shopping small and supporting local. Q2's Jenny Fix stopped by a local small business who says it gives a chance for the mom and pop shops to share in the holiday spending too.
Here at Liberty and Vine today, I'm talking to Jason. Tell us how you're getting involved in Small Business Saturday and who you are.
Well, I'm Jason. I'm part owner with my wife, Amy. And today, everything in the store is 10% off, including the antique warehouse. And we're staying open late till 8 o'clock tonight for some downtown shopping.
When you opened your shop, what were some of the things that you knew that you wanted to have here?
We wanted to have a little bit of something for everybody, a little bit of everything, but we really wanted to specialize in Montana, made in Montana products and made in USA products and stuff that you just can't walk into a box store and get.
And then for some of the things that maybe you could get at a box store, why still do you encourage people to shop local and to support the people in their community that are taking on ventures like this?
Well, it's very important to shop small, support your mom and pop shops. They work hard, they put in a lot of hours. They can't necessarily compete with the box stores, but they can give you a lot better service and be more informative about the products, readily available if you have questions about what you're thinking about buying.
It's kind of like Cheers. There's something to be said about people knowing your name when you come in to get groceries or to get whatever here too.
Right. It's nice when you walk in a place and if you have an issue, you can come back and talk to them in person. You don't gotta try and get online or call an 800 number.
Christmas time, holiday time, anything extra special and fun you guys are doing?
My wife has it decorated up for Christmas. Coming up, we have the art walk. We always do the art walk, and we'll have a ladies' night to pick out they can pick out stuff, and then we're doing a men's night where men can come in for their wives and girlfriends and look at the list, and we'll even have some gift wrapping and pizza and beer. You can check out our Facebook page. My wife updates it for all our activities, but there's all kinds of small business stuff and local people to support. The antique warehouse we have 31 booths in there, and every one of those is like a little mini small business for that person.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for talking to us today, and we're going to send it right back to you.
Thanks, Jenny. And the Billings Chamber of Commerce has a fun way for the community to get involved in Small Business Saturday. A downloadable game board can be found on the Chamber's website. Now, shoppers have to get each space marked by a small business vendor on the board, and once 10 spaces are filled, they will be entered in a drawing for prizes. For more information, you can visit ktvq.com. Heading to Great Falls, to Montana Mosaic, where they have the majority of their items produced by local talent from all over Montana. Now, the store aims to help local artists push their work out into the community. It has all kinds of gifts such as jams, jelly, metal work, woodwork, knives, and art galleries from all over Montana. Owner Caroline Brown says they are happy to be a part of the talent. Well, this weekend after Thanksgiving is a very popular time for people to go out and buy their Christmas trees. The Cashman Nursery Christmas tree lot in Bozeman says there's a Christmas tree shortage this year across the country.
As I describe Christmas tree selling, it's like being at an all-day cocktail party without the cocktails. You have one 3 to 5 minute conversation after another with a lot of good friends, customers that have been with us for years.
Jerry Cashman knows a thing or two about selling Christmas trees. He's been doing it for 44 years.
Christmas tree growing is a long-term crop. It takes 8 to 12 years to grow a successful Christmas tree. You have to plan ahead, and it ties up your resources.
Cashman says timing is everything in the business of growing and selling trees, and points to the Great Recession for a Christmas tree shortage today.
So the recession in 2008, 9, and 10, there was a surplus of Christmas trees then, and now those trees, because the growers had too many then, they didn't plant in 2010, 11, 12, and of course there's a shortage now, 10 years later.
Cashman says aside from the slow yield that comes along with growing Christmas trees, it's also labor-intensive work.
Every year you have to cultivate them, weed them, spray them, prune them. It takes a lot of labor, and of course we know that labor is in a little bit short supply.
But in spite of the national shortage, the Gallatin Valley is filled with Christmas trees.
There shouldn't be any shortage here because we have the access to go out and cut the wild trees up in northwestern Montana. Also, trees come from the Indian reservation by Flathead Lake around St. Ignatius. There's a lot of wild trees that are harvested in that area.
Of course, there are many in the area who enjoy the adventure of finding their own Christmas tree in the wild.
In Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
All right, thank you, Gabby. Stay with us. More to come on the 5:30 news. After the break, we find out what our outdoor reporter is thankful for this year. Later in sports, we find out who the Cats and Grizz will be playing next week. First round FCS highlights on the way.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.